Bum ba bum bum.
Hello. Coming to you from my kitchen sink, my kitchen. Today I am tying up some little loose ends. Reese and I are stocking up the house with all the essentials, the dish soap, the laundry soap, the fabric softener, the toilet paper, the paper towels, blah, 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 blah. I'm doing all the laundry possible so that way there's like a zero things that need to be clean at the moment. I'm doing a bunch of dishes right now that have sat here over the weekend. Friday we went to a concert and we've just been trying to spend a lot of like one-on-one time with each other, spending some time with our friends before I go. And I'll be gone for 35 days. 35 days. 35 days. So I leave the 11th of June at 7 a.m. So that means tonight we'll wake up around 3 a.m. I'll be dropped off at the Manchester airport about 4:30 a.m.
Bum ba bum bum. Hi, welcome back. It's good to be back. I have been in my home country. I had to go back to Texas so that way I could have my visa application submitted to become a resident for the next 3 years. So I had to come back because I was only on a tourist visa the last 6 months. So for us to be able to submit our application, I could not be within the UK. We were eating good Mexican food. So good Mexican food. Being around my family again. One, I realized how successful I've been to manage my ADHD when I come from just a nest of people with severe ADHD. I'm proud of myself for coming this far. It was just really good to be back in like the family unit and stupid run-on jokes and just feel that level of comfort. But even in that level of comfort, this is no longer like my home. And so I did still feel like I was someone's guest, and I was just missing my own space the entire time. I would say was just me missing my routine, missing waking up at 7 in the morning, taking out the animals, feeding them. Like I just missed my whole routine that I had gotten set up here, and it just felt weird to be that person just standing like, what do I do? They did put me to work. They did make me do chores. Do not think I did not pay for my lodging without doing some chores. Minimal chores than I would have if I lived there permanently. But I did dishes. I swept, laundry, guard, etc. Mexican families are really good about that. They'll put you to work. And I really did love every second of it. It was really good to be amongst my family. And kind of around this time, second to third week, the excitement of being back was starting to wear off a little bit. I was starting to really miss home, and those there, and it was weird because I started saying back home for Sheffield, and my family kept on saying like, oh, you're back home. It was such new territory. I would say this trip had been super bittersweet because there was really good fun times, and then like the reality would come back, and it would be like, once my visa is approved, there's some people in my family that I probably won't see for the next full 3 years. I might not see them again because my intention is to be here the next 5 years to potential lifetime. So it was weird coming to terms. Even now, like rethinking about it, it does make me pretty emotional because we're going to try to visit as often as we can. It's just so surreal that this is the place that we're at now. And I personally never thought that I would do this. And then with the looming anxiety over the response for our visa application, we were worried. They contacted us after the application had been sent to get more photographic evidence. So that worried us a bit as well. So we had to go back through like 500 pages of Snapchats for the last 3 years that we've been together. It got a little bit heavy, and then every day that I was there longer, it felt like I don't want to be here anymore. I'm tired. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to be back with my animals. I'm ready to be back with my fiance. I'm ready to have better food and not feel so bloated and just, ugh. I just, after a while being there, it just felt, ugh. I was over it. I was so over it. It was hot. Everything I ate just made me feel gross. I couldn't go outside without getting welts on my arms from the mosquitoes. The water hardness in Houston is terrible. It affects my scalp so badly where I get itchy dandruff, and I don't have that here in the UK. So it's specific to Houston that I have this itchy dry scalp, and it just felt so unbearable. And having to shave my legs and having sweat on your freshly shaven legs, it's just gross. I thankfully had my sister and my brother and my family to really soothe me and say, only a little bit longer, and then you get to be home with your beautiful family in a beautiful city where it's green and the air's clean and the food feels good for your body. And they were right. They really were. So, one thing I did not have on my bingo card for 2024 was to be in America, in Texas, while there was a hurricane. I thought that when I moved over here, I had gotten away from all that bullshit. But no, I came back right on time. Right on time. For Hurricane Beryl to hit Houston. Leaving millions of Estonians without power for multiple days, some people weeks, and some people are still currently without power a month later. Gratefully, and I am grateful as much as it may not sound like I am, there was only a 48-hour power outage at my house in 100-degree heat.
Fahrenheit.
100-degree Fahrenheit. So that's like 40. Okay, that's hot as shit. And there was no AC. No AC. No cold food in your fridge. No lights at all.
No phone chargers.
No phone chargers. And there was no service. I could not talk to Rees for 2 full days.
I was very scared.
Thankfully, this hurricane, especially in the part of greater Houston that I was in, there was like a lot of wind damage, a lot of debris. Tons of debris. Um, fallen trees and billboards and power lines had gone fully out. Like full towers, insert picture here. Full towers, like multiple bone towers, electric towers, pylons, had gone crushed. Had like crushed like a freaking aluminum can in the winds. Like 4 or 5 of them in a row.
Damn.
So it was a lot. Centerpoint, Houston's main electricity provider, had not done its shit, and everyone was scrambling to come and help Houston get its electricity back on grid. And if you know that Texas is not federally regulated on electricity grid. Thanks, Abbott. Sorry. Seething rage. I had to choke it back in. Anyways, so contracts had not been signed. Full electric linemen were having to like drive from different states to come and help Houston. And then when they got there, the contracts weren't signed and ready to go, so that way they could start their job. Centerpoint did not want to pay them enough money that would deem them driving 5 or 6 states away to come and help. It was a shit show, to say the least. If you look it up, it's like bam, 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 bam. Everyone's mad. Everyone's upset. I would say this is the first hurricane that I've been through where people were so mad about being in their situation. The last hurricane that I went through was Hurricane Harvey. And people were like, Houston's strong. Like, I got you, neighbor. You got me, neighbor. We're going through this together. Don't worry. And this one was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Everyone was like really pissed off. So I don't know what they're testing in Texas, civil unrest, but I clock you, Texas. FBI, don't come and get me. Anyways, yeah, that was something that I didn't anticipate being put through. Thank you, universe. Always challenging me in new ways. But yeah, it was nice because other than the heat and the anxiety of not having any reach to the outside world, it was fun. It was fun. We played a lot of board games in my house. We went to Barnes and Noble and we got sushi, which was questionable to say the least, because it was the day after a blackout. Most likely, you probably shouldn't have fish after the fact, right? Because more than likely, the fish is not going to be good. But hey, it was limitless sushi for $20. You think I'm not going to score? You don't think I'm going to score?
I hope that they had the fish in the ice box or something.
Who's to say? Who's to say? They did have power, and that's all I had
They
to
keep
know.
rolling.
That's all I had to know. If it was not frozen, it wasn't unfrozen for long. But yeah, which led us to get a lot of games at Barnes and Noble, and we had gotten so addicted to the games that we bought, which was Dutch Blitz and the Starry Night Sky. Me and my family played like every other day and sometimes like all day instead of watching TV, which for Americans is big. Okay? Multi-consumption of content is the vibe over there, okay? So to have everything off and just be playing a game with the people in front of you, it's a big steps. We're chugging along. We've gotten through the bullshit, right? Gotten through the bullshit, chugging along. And then with finally we're thinking, ooh, we're getting into single digit days, motherfucker. We're having a good time. Ooh, it's only single days away. 9 days. And I pull up my little British Airways app and then I see it. Cancelled. Cancelled! Not only did I have to brave a hurricane and endure 48 hours of 40-degree heat and powerlessness, but my flight got canceled as well. So that meant ending my trip July 16th at the 35-day mark was now out of the question. The day after the flight, my visa got approved. So if we had been able to just cut it down a little bit, it might have been a little bit easier on us, but hey.
It ended up being for the best.
It did. So can't do anything. We don't regret anything.
No.
Everything worked out for the best, and we're grateful for that.
It definitely did. So what we'll do next time?
Next time, you'll see some of my childhood favorite stores to go to in Texas. These are Texas-specific places that you'll see versus shopping here in the UK. So if you like to see the difference, we'll show you. Because I think that was my biggest takeaway of living here for a bit, living there for a bit, and realizing the difference in food quality. And the UK food really does feel better and fresher. I've heard that elsewhere it gets fresher, so I'm excited.
So we'll see you in the next one. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe if you like what you see.
Like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Bye bye.
See y'all soon.